What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? MonkeyFlop here, and PlayStation is not going to be at E3 in 2019. PlayStation 4 presence is not going to be there at all. And man, oh man, where do I even start? Well, let's just go ahead and jump into the facts, and then I'll give you guys my opinions in just a second. So, Variety.com just released an article, PlayStation skipping E3 for the first time in show's 24-year history. Now, keep in mind, Sony has been on top of their game, 86 million units sold, and so many digital games and physical games as well. PlayStation 4 has been the top dog and has been killing it each and every year. And it's kind of surprising to see that it's not going to have a presence at the massive E3 Expo. The news is buried inside Entertainment Software Association's announcement of 2019 show that quoted competitors Nintendo and Microsoft. This will be the first time in 24-year history that PlayStation will not be attending the event. It is also the second major PlayStation event canceled by the company in recent months. In September, Sean Landon, chairman of Sony Interactive Entertainment Worldwide Studios, said the company won't be hosting this year's PlayStation Experience, lack of the games to show. Now, I mean, we can go on and on and on reading the article, but I don't want to bore you guys too much. Basically, what's happening here is they're planning for PlayStation 5, and apparently, PlayStation 5 isn't going to be ready to be shown off at E3 or even talked about. And this is my opinion, okay? And given the fact that, you know, PlayStation 4 is pretty much out the door and they're working on the PlayStation 5, their main focus is going to be the PlayStation 5 and the games on PlayStation 5. So every year, Sony shows off new games and new technology and new things coming to the PlayStation Nation, and well, it looks like 2019 is not going to have so many new exclusive games. We're definitely going to get a good amount of third-party games. It's not going to be the end of PlayStation for sure, and with the third-party games, it's going to definitely be another great year in gaming. But unfortunately, there is not that many PlayStation exclusives planned to be able to show off and showcase at E3 2019. Now, this actually really saddens me because E3 is one of the biggest events for me and the biggest event that I get excited for each and every year. It's a year where we can go and celebrate games. Whether I was just sitting at home watching some of the press conferences and reading up on the news feeds, or all of the times that I've gotten to go to E3 and participate and get to see all of the latest. It's been an amazing time, especially as a PlayStation gamer. So this comes to me as a big shocker, as a big surprise, and man, it really hits home for me. I'm really disappointed that Sony and PlayStation couldn't at least show up and have some sort of presence. But then again, you know, a lot of the big titles that they've been working on for years, a lot of the games that they've been teasing are already out there. And Days Gone was like one of the ones that everybody has been anticipating that's going to come out in the beginning of next year. So it kind of makes sense that, you know, PlayStation doesn't have much going for it. But at the same time, there's been a lot of rumor and speculation about PlayStation 5 and whether or not we'd see it in 2019. And we'll have to wait and see as, you know, 2019 unfolds to see what more information we get about PlayStation 5. And in regards to all of that, hopefully this year Sony does their own PlayStation experience again, because that was a really great fan festival for me and for a lot of other PlayStation gamers and the community in general. So I'd love to know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. I mean, for me, it comes with a heavy heart that I have to like deliver this message. First off, I was just in shock. I was sitting here for quite some time after the article got published and shared. I'm like, no, this can't be true. This can't be true. But it is. Unfortunately, it is. And PlayStation's not going to be this year. So I'd love to know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Remember to like the video for me bringing you guys the news. It sucks completely for me. I mean, honestly, dude, what a big shock. Sony and PlayStation not going to be at this year's E3. And I feel like each and every year, you know, a win at E3 is a win all around. But they've been kind of demonstrating that with the games and the sales and stuff like that. Now, one thing that I did want to touch on really quickly before we close out this video is a lot of people have been speculating that Sony is going to go bankrupt, that this is the end for PlayStation. And actually, what has kept Sony and PlayStation alive is PlayStation. PlayStation is really what's been keeping them alive. I know Sony had several stores open up in Los Angeles. Those have closed down, and more and more rumor and speculation about Sony, you know, going bankrupt or closing down completely. That's a little bit far-fetched for me to believe at this time, because Sony is alive and thriving with PlayStation. So I kind of wanted to give you guys my opinion on that too. I don't think we're going to see Sony go anywhere anytime soon, especially with the PlayStation 5 pretty much right around the corner. We'll have to wait and see how all of this unfolds. This kind of confirms that we're not going to see a release date for PlayStation 5 until 2020. The rumor has been we're going to see PlayStation 5 in 2019, but with them not even having a presence at E3, oh man, we're not going to see PlayStation 5 until at least 2020, which that kind of makes me happy, but I'm still bummed out that Sony can't at least show up and celebrate the games that they have with whatever they have. Because Sony's always been like a big presence and a big thing for E3. So I'll be curious, and I'll keep you guys updated if any other information changes, and or if PlayStation Experience returns in 2019. Make sure you guys are subscribed with those bell notifications turned on. Remember, likes for me bringing the news. I know a lot of people are upset. Voice your opinions in the comment section below. Comments do help out tremendously too. So I see you, I appreciate you, and I'll see you guys in the next news update, hopefully with something a little bit more lighthearted.